Good evening, everyone. How are you guys tonight? I just did it again. It's something on Instagram that is new to me, but every time I push a button to check my internet connection, it makes me go live on there. I don't know why. Don't push that button, Brandy. So anyway, we are live tonight on the Dixville Paint Facebook and Instagram page. Surprise. My name is Brandy. I'm with Brushed by Brandy, and I'm a Dixville Paint brand ambassador. I paint here with you guys live every Thursday evening. And my husband Sean is here to answer any questions, so pop on along the way. If you want to talk about anything, we'll answer questions as we go. But what we're going to work on tonight is we're going to work on the side table that we started last week. So if you guys watched the video last week, we took a side table straight out of my storage and we did all the prep work to get it ready for paint tonight. So here we are, and we are ready for putting some paint on it tonight. Only, I want to add some decorative details to it first. So we're going to go ahead and do those steps, and then we'll go ahead and throw some paint on this. I need, can you get my heat gun, and I need a sanding sponge.
You want to check this real quick? Are you live? I don't see that. Is it live?
No. No, it's not. Okay.
Oh, well then we're going on one right now. So far, so good.
Okay.
We're going to have the camera stare at each other.
Hang on 1 second, guys.
I feel like I need to perform. No, it's pointing at me.
Okay, just push the button and I'll add a title in there later.
All right, and we'll make it happen.
First, yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Instagram for a minute so you can tune me out. Instagram, good evening. You guys are live here on the Dixville Paint page. My name is Brandy. I'm with Brushed by Brandy. I'm a Dixville Paint brand ambassador. I paint here with you guys live every Thursday evening. Tonight we're going to keep working on the side table that we started last week. So if you guys missed it, head over and catch the video from last week. We did all the prep work from pulling this straight out of my storage to where it is tonight. So this is a cute little side table, and we're going to put some paint on it tonight. But it's a little bit plain, and I don't do plain. So what I want to do is I want to add a raised stencil detail to it. So we're going to do some raised stenciling. Apparently there's some construction work going on behind me.
Well, it's about the only good construction going on today around here.
Oh, yeah. Story time.
Yeah. Let's kick it in for story time.
So I just was at Joann's yesterday. I had to pick up something for another project, and I saw this raised stencil. Let me show you guys the picture of it.
It doesn't look raised.
It's not yet. It's a little bit. It's a little flat. This is the package. Okay, so I thought this was a cute design. It's by Folk Art, and it's a Silkscreen Stencil. So Silkscreen Stencils are really cool because they're really thin. You can reuse them if you clean them off after you're done. And they give you a really crisp, clean outline. So we're going to use the Silkscreen Stencil that I picked up at my local Joann's yesterday by Folk Art. So first things first, I need to get it off of this backing. And it's one of those stickers where you have to get your fingernail right in between the... Hang on. You guys go grab a snack or something, come back. Okay, and this one does need to be cut. It's not split, so I need to cut it myself. Thanks a lot, Folk Art. You couldn't just go the extra step. Let me use these scissors that I glued shut some...
We're all about it tonight.
Oh my gosh. Let me know if you guys want to cancel this and just hit up next week. We've had a...
We'll just go ahead and skip a week.
Yeah, we've had a long day. I come on no matter what, guys. Unless I'm traveling, I don't miss these Thursday nights. These are my, you guys are my ride or die. Okay, so I'm cutting up this design. I'm going to write a letter to Folk Art and let them know I would have appreciated it had they cut
that extra step.
Yeah. You know, it's the details, guys.
Oh, Mary Beth says she's half asleep. Yep.
Yeah, I hear you, Mary Beth. You know, not that there's anything to get up for. We're in California and they're reclosing our state down. So I had to go to Joann's because I needed fabric for another piece, a stool that I'm going to do. And even going to the store has zero satisfaction to it right now. It was like utterly disappointing. Like I don't even want to go out now. So here's my plan. I'm going to take these little designs here. These are little corner stencils. And I'm going to use these on each of these top pieces right here to add a detail. And then I'm going to add something in the center of each of my drawers here that's going to sit behind my hardware. So I'm going to use this larger one for behind my hardware. I think that'll be really pretty. It's really intricate. And then, so my plan is that once I get past my paint and I'm decorating it, I'll have some detail on here that I can add some decoration with. I'm thinking gilding waxes. I'm thinking silver. So that's where my brain is right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these on here. And let's get ourselves a raised stencil.
What?
It's happening. This is what you've been waiting for.
Oh.
Your entire life. I know. So what's interesting is this is not a perfectly symmetrical design. It's different on each side. So I'm going to choose to use, and then my side table is a little bit, let's say I have more length than width. So this is where I would sit and practice my placement, see what placement works best for this. I'm going to say, let's go ahead and do that over there. Well, let me play around with the other placement on it.
So where'd you get the stencil?
This is just from Joann's. It's a folk art silkscreen stencil. Silkscreen stencils literally have a screen in them. And what that means is, and it's sticky. So what the silkscreen does is it keeps your stencil super clean. But it also means whatever you put on here needs to be able to go through the screen on your stencil, or you'll just pull it right back up. Does that make sense?
So there's a little focus concern here, but that's all right. It keeps, for some reason, it's pulling. Oh, I bet you it's the camera's trying to read the design, and it's so small.
Oh.
That's what's
Take
throwing it out of focus.
Camera. Yeah.
Because it's jumping in and out.
Okay, and then I'm gonna try. I'm hoping this will work, and I'm, like I said, because this screen it literally will screen whatever I put on top. I need to make sure that whatever I put on top is thin enough to go through here. Not 100% sure on this, but we're gonna try Dixie Mud. So I have Dixie Mud in white, and Dixie Mud is great for erase stenciling. It comes in 3 colors, white, brown, and black. I could really use any color here because I'm gonna paint over it, but I'm gonna go ahead and use white. And then I'm just using a little spatula tool, and I'm going to spread it right over the top of this silkscreen stencil.
Here, what I'm going to do is
I'm going to pull this one up, and that will tell me if this is going to work, if the Dixie Mud will work, or if it's too thick.
Let's see if it goes in.
Move Facebook in closer.
Yeah.
Facebook's being all needy tonight.
Being a punk.
Did that help at all?
I can't tell if it's that or because you just covered the stencil. So I'll find out here in a second.
Oh, it's going to work, you guys. Okay, so the Dixie Mud will go through the little screen holes in the silkscreen stencil. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And you can choose to make this as thick or as thin as you like.
Where did you get the spatula tool?
So these are my redesign with Prima. These are their spread pals. They come in a set of 2, and they're really handy to have. I actually really like these. And it's just a little tiny spatula. You could cut the tip off a regular spatula too. But these do come in handy for stenciling a lot. I'm going to try to get nice even coverage, and then I'm going to go ahead and peel this stencil off. It's a really, really fine detail. So I'm going to pretty much say that you guys probably cannot see that unless Sean wants to come in really close on that. It's such an intricate stencil.
Sorry guys, the camera's going to move around a little bit. There we go.
Can you see it?
Just slightly.
What about you guys, Insta? Can you guys see it?
What? You just say Insta?
Insta? Oh, sorry, the gram?
The gram.
So it's a very, very fine detail. It's really pretty. I could also choose to put this over the top of my paint. I could stencil it in the gilding wax itself over the top of my paint. I'd like to get a little bit of texture out of it, so we're trying it this way. If it doesn't work because this is reusable, I'll wash it when I'm done, and I can come back and redo it over the top of my paint too.
I'm trying, Teresa.
Pretty much everything I do is trial and error. So there's my design. You can see it really well up against the white. It's a little bit larger than my drawer face here, so I just let it fold up onto underneath the top and it'll cut off right there. That's okay. You know what though? I could probably work better on the placement.
It's that design that's
the design messes
making
it up.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry.
So I can see it trying to adjust.
So what I'm hearing is Facebook does not like raised stenciling.
Or maybe it's just because that's got a lot of pattern in it.
It's very detailed.
It's a small piece with a lot of pattern.
So here's one other thing I'm going to tell you guys, a little secret. If you guys have Facebook and you have Instagram, the video quality, just in the same, I mean, they're both using the same Wi-Fi signal, same camera, same everything. The video quality on Instagram is way better.
Here, hold on while I try to juggle the phones.
Yeah,
no, but literally,
so
I'll juggle the
I don't
phone.
mean to talk bad about you guys' Facebook, but if you have both accounts, head over to your Instagram account and you can watch this live on the Dixie Belle page. And the video quality is better on Instagram.
Sweet, thank you, ladies. Thanks, Peggy.
What'd they say?
I don't want to talk about it right now. No, I'm just kidding. It's between us.
Sorry.
Don't you try to get involved in this. That they can see it.
If not, some of this stuff just doesn't show up well on camera, and it ends up being where in our final pictures, you guys will at least see what it looks like in the final photos when we finish this piece up, and then you'll know how we got there.
So, how is the comparable between, like, say, Dixie Mud and a paste? Like, I don't know, like, I mean, any kind of other paste aside from Dixie Mud.
I like Dixie Mud because it's super versatile. It sands really well. You can stain it. You can paint it. It goes on super easy. You can use it for filling in your wood. So it's kind of multifunctional.
Sorry, I had to laugh because we got some people that switched over to the gram and they're really calling you out.
Yeah.
That there really is a quality difference.
I know. I'm telling you guys, we are in the same space, same everything. And the video quality on Instagram is just better. It's just how Instagram carries a video signal. It has nothing to do with us. So you can write Zuckerberg a letter and tell him that. He owns both, doesn't he?
Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
So he's clearly favoring Instagrammers.
So how long does it take for that to dry?
This is a super thin.
Because it looks thin,
coat.
yeah.
It's really thin. So one of my concerns is I don't know how well this is going to show up with paint on top of it because it's so super thin. And that's okay because my plan there is if it doesn't show up with the paint on top of it, I will come back and I will re-add this. I'll put it in the same placement spot and I'll add this again in gilding wax over the top of my paint if I need to.
So now I'm pulling, what'd you call it, Insta over here so they can see. Like I'm neck and neck. Cameras are literally sitting next to each other. The only difference is how the cameras are turned because Insta requires the camera be.
When you say it like that, it sounds even dumber.
Insta.
Yeah, Instagram likes a different camera orientation.
Just yeah.
It likes portrait mode versus landscape.
Versus landscape on Facebook.
Other than that, we're the same.
Can somebody just report back to me which is the cool way to say it?
Yeah,
I don't want to be left out.
All the hip millennials that are watching this video right now. Oh, there's none.
Please share that with
It's really, really, really pretty. It's really elegant. I'm hoping I'm gonna let this dry, and it's so thin. I think I'll be able to let it dry and get a little bit of paint on it tonight, and then you guys will be able to see.
You're in my way.
I kind of have to be. I don't want to touch this stencil because it's got Dixie Mud all over it. I would like to wipe it down, but I won't do that.
I'm trying to get the angle to where everybody can see the stencil. I mean, it is so thin.
Yeah, it's just really fine. So the lesson I'm learning here with the Silkscreen Stencils is it's a beautiful design. absolutely gorgeous, like second to none, and the Dixie Mud works really well with it, but it might be better over the top of my paint. That's what I'm learning right now.
Sheila, sorry, but I'm going to call you out. Sheila said she can't find you live on Instagram. Not to mention the 50 other people that found you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sheila.
It's on IGTV. It's not just on the regular page. You have to go to the IGTV. I promise we are.
Making it happen one step at a time.
Yeah, I accidentally hit the button and made us live on IGTV,
Boop,
so
boop.
I know it's there.
Yeah, that's pretty much. It's like silk screening. So thin.
It's super thin. But I mean, I can't think of any other way you can get this fine of a detail on a stencil.
So now, okay, so I see that the deal with Instagram is the...
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. In case you were wondering, Insta is the comments basically go right into the picture, so that it makes it tough to see the picture. All right, so there's a trade-off. You get the quality, but you kind of have to...
There's no pleasing you guys.
I know.
Like, see, like, it came with all these designs, and they're really pretty. I could put them all over. I'm trying to just kind of pick and choose where I want them. So I'm going to do my one more on this little corner up here. And then I'll be done with this. And then I'm going to turn this, and we'll go ahead and put some paint on the side. And I'm hoping that this will dry enough for me to come work on it tonight. We'll see.
Wow, that's got to make it a pain in the butt if you ever want to mail something from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Like, I get writer cramp just writing out where I'm from, if that's the case.
She has a P.O. box, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't help. It just knocks out your street.
Yeah, I guess. Go get one in the neighboring town of...
A.
Yeah, but you still have Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Can you spell that? Real quick, just while I'm doing this, you go ahead and spell that for us.
Can I start sounding it out?
Are you
Starts with a P.
You're scrolling back to her comment. I'm going over this a couple times, and I'm just kind of working it so it goes through the screen in the Silkscreen.
So here, I'm going to kind of, when it comes to Instagram, I'm going to kind of, the picture's going to be almost cut in half in that I'm trying to keep the comments out of what you really want to see, if that makes sense.
Stop commenting.
Yeah. Shut it!
Nobody wants to hear from you right now. I'm kidding, you guys. It's so pretty. I can't even tell you. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm glad we tried it. I learned some stuff tonight. It will be really pretty, even if I have to come back and do this over the top. So now my stencil just has Dixie Mud on the top. So I'll take this and I'm just going to rinse it down with some water and rinse the Dixie Mud off. And then this is, you can re-stick them. So I can reuse these a few times.
I feel like I'm in a sword fight with tripods here.
Pew pew. All right, so while that is drying, let's go ahead and turn this. And all I've done on this since we last talked is I just caught up my sides and my top to where we ended at last week, which was putting on some Dixie Belle Slick Stick. I used Slick Stick on this because my surface was a really shiny, it had a shiny black finish on it.
Shiny.
That was the ode to Moana. So now, I like to use the Dixie Belle sanding sponges, or the Surf Prep Rad Pads are awesome for this too. And I sand it, I'm going to say sanding. I don't like to say sanding. I brush my piece in between every coat. You guys cannot tell this on camera, but if you could reach out and just touch the difference between where I have it sanded here, which has a really matte, chalky feel to it, and where I just ran that sanding sponge, it's like butter. It's like butter. It's like Big Mama's butter. It makes a difference. Now I'm not sanding enough that I'm going to break through my Slick Stick. If this was Boss, same thing. I just lightly run Like there was a little piece of dust that had gotten stuck in my slick stick down here. I rubbed this over the top, it knocks that out of there, and I've just got this.
Just knocks it out of the park.
Knocks it out. Done. Get out of here. And then I would use a rag if I had one.
Or one of my old shirts.
Tonight. Sean, take your shirt off.
Yeah. Whoa. Wrong party.
In my rag pile. Over there. Okay. We talked about colors last week. And you guys, I had a lot of suggestions. I did read every single one. We had a lot of suggestions for yellow. Yellow was popular. So I do have some yellow out. Where my brain went is I was thinking, man, I'm unprepared tonight. Can you get me aubergine?
Would you like a beach towel?
Oh my God. I know, I forgot. It's because I went live too soon. I wasn't ready. Oh, that's what I get for jumping the gun. Okay, so where my brain went is I was thinking Dixie Belle aubergine, kind of purpley plums. So I was thinking aubergine. This is Yankee Blue. And Yankee Blue, when you put it next to purples, it has purpley undertones, like almost a periwinkle color. And then this is Blueberry. And Mason-Dixon Gray is a gray that actually leans a little bit lavender. So that's where my brain was going. And possibly some mint julep in there. So you guys voted a lot. There was a lot for yellows. People wanted red. I just did a piece in muscadine wine, and I literally just started last night a piece in yellow. So I think we're gonna go with what I thought.
You go.
But I don't want you guys to think I didn't listen to your suggestions, because I really did.
Huh?
But then I went through the process that I go through when I'm picking colors, which is what have I done lately? What do I see this piece in? What, I'm looking at this little filigree detail I just added with the silk screen, and what's my overall vision, and I would describe it as kind of romantic, and I think the plum colors will lean that way for me.
Bristol likes the purple. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding.
I have no idea what Sean just said. If somebody can translate for me what purple means.
Daddy's just being silly, huh?
All right, so, oh my goodness.
What happened here?
So there's that.
So this color needs to be shaken. I know what I did here. It's me. I will, if I have extra of a color, I will top off an already open container.
Do you need to run to the restroom?
Yeah. So I topped off this container, I overfilled it, and then the paint will separate a little bit when you store it. This isn't a color I use a lot, so it separated a little bit, and it just has the water on the top and it's overfilled. So hopefully I just solved that. Ta-da! Now it's overfilled but mixed paint. Much better. So I guess I need to use some of that just to empty this container out a little bit. So I'm going to start with my Yankee Blue. I have a ton of Dixie Belle brushes out. My favorite brush for laying on the paint is the Dixie Belle Mini.
Sorry, Joe.
What?
No.
So I kind of want to lean into some of the darker colors, which is the Yankee Blue, a little bit of the aubergine around the very edges. I don't expect that I'm going to get full coverage over this white on my first coat here. So I am going to use this coat to really conceptualize my colors. Where do I want them to meet up? So there are a million different ways I could blend out the side of this cabinet. I could have the highlight, which is my lightest color, up here. I could have it in the center. I could have my darkest color on just the corners. I could bring it all the way up and around. I'm thinking I'm going to bring this aubergine.
See, I'm a Sheila. I'm not into the Instagram.
No? You just can't do it?
I'm part of the cool crowd. I'm one of the cool kids.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Now I just feel like you're being mean.
So I'm just going to keep the aubergine, which is my darkest color, kind of limited down at the bottom here. This side's a little hard for me to reach, so my apologies if you're staring at the back of my head right now. This is where I really think about what color do I want to be my dominant color of all these colors I've chosen to use. what do I really want to be the ones that show when I'm done with this finish? I'm going to bring my Yankee blue down here. Blend it into, I'm just brushing right over the top of where I put the aubergine. It's going to create a color on my piece. I'm just using my piece as a palette to basically blend those colors together by brushing them right into each other.
Oh, Linda, make no mistake, it's the Brandy show. Sean's just here for purely entertainment.
I'm gonna turn this.
Face for radio.
I literally cannot reach that other side. It's making things really hard on me. So I'm thinking I want to keep just my highlight kind of up here. And I'm going to just frame it out a little bit. So I'm just brushing my colors together. These do not have to be perfect. On this coat right here, which is my first coat of paint, I'm not worried about getting everything perfect.
Oh, I think it's trying to pick up that pink label on the back, and it's losing focus on the Facebook crowd. Just do away with it. Hello.
I'll be taking that off anyways.
Yep. Whoopsie. It's all right. If you want to
bring them over here.
All right.
Camera over here.
It's pretty easy. Hold on. Let me grab.
Do you want me to
I feel like I'm carrying my 400 friends with me.
Do you want me to do that part for you too? Let me know.
Gosh. You know, this seat isn't like yours. It doesn't roll easily.
Okay, so I kind of brushed in my blueberry, and now I'm going to work my Yankee blue into that a little bit. Soften this transition line. And that way, when I come back to do my next coat, which is where I'm really going to perfect all this.
Stacy's watching you on the 65-inch TV.
Whoa.
Hello.
That is my worst fear
Whoopsie.
right there. Yeah.
Blemish problem.
You could have not told me that.
Sheila, they're the same. It just depends.
Sheila, get off Wolf. You're
One's
only
on,
allowed to be on one.
one's on Instagram. It's got better pics. What can I say?
I know. Yeah, that's...
I don't control this.
Okay, let's try a little bit of this Mason-Dixon gray. Okay, I really am going to blend this into the colors around it. So right now I'm just going to lay it on here, but I want to take it down some of that gray. I'm going to come back with my brush from the blueberry, and I'm going to brush right over the top. In fact, I'm even going to add a little bit of my blueberry, because it's really gray.
Dang it, Sheila, very observant. What's in the corner? Let's not talk about that.
Oh, it's really pretty, guys.
Sound effects for this camera.
Sheila has eagle eyes, I'm telling you.
She totally does. She totally waits for those little freaking Easter eggs in the picture.
Like one of those hidden photos where you have to go around and find like.
She's pretty good at Where's Waldo?
Find the hidden milk pail. What was that? Highlights magazine? Who got Highlights magazine? Everybody.
I still do.
Oh. That's a trend.
I learned so much. Still.
Never gets old. Oh man, that was the highlight of going to the pediatrician's office because they always got Highlights magazine, right? Okay, so I really took down the gray of that Mason-Dixon. It's still a different shade than the blueberry, but I worked those into each other. I showed that. I'm going to give myself a little bit of water. Some of my paint along the edges is starting to get a little bit sticky. If I feel my brush sticking, give just a little mist of water. I just have a mister bottle here, just filled with...
Secret formula H2O.
Secret formula.
It's H3O, but you extract one.
So I don't know. I don't know if I want to add that green. I don't know. You guys will notice, like, I like to blend paint, and I do use a lot of color, but I don't use, like, crazy colors. Am I too tame?
And even Sharon from Ireland spots that.
Can you see it?
Not anymore.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Maybe a little bit of a leg in there. Hello.
It's really pretty, guys. Okay, I'm going to try. This is a great place, you guys. If you want to try a color, a combination, this first coat right here, because no matter what I do to it, I'm covering it up, right? I have another coat of paint that's got to go on this piece. So when I first was thinking about this combo, I was thinking about mint julep with the purple. Purple and green are complementary colors. Let's try it. Because I'm not sure about that Mason-Dixon gray. I kind of like the green. I like that. So that was just a trial, and I like where it went. I think we're going to knock out Mason-Dixon Gray, and we're trading for Mint Julep, because that is a prettier color combination to me. Mason-Dixon, you are my favorite Dixie Belle Lavender, but you gotta go. You've been voted off the island.
Do you need your trash off?
Can you throw that in the trash?
Like the whole lid?
No, not the whole, bring me the lid back, just dump that. My lid had dried paint on it, and I don't want to reintroduce it into my paint, so how do I send that into my trash can? My son Ashton, everybody, you guys, Ashton is my 9-year-old, and he is my most interested child in my painting. My other kids could not care less. Okay. So do you guys see what we did? We did a really, really quick coat on here. I got my colors nailed down, the colors I want to use. I know how I want to place them, and that's it. That's all I get out of our first coat. I've covered all my white, so I know that when I come back with my next coat, which we will probably do next week, that I can clean this up, perfect these blends, and I'm going to have a really pretty finish. But that's what I do on this coat. It's never, this is never a perfect coat. The first coat is the ugly phase, right? You were awkward in middle school. I'm not the only one. This is the awkward phase. Okay, let me feel my Dixie mugs. It's a little bit cool.
Oh, right there. The
So
light hits
pretty.
it just right.
Can you see it? Oh yeah, right there.
No, it's trying to bounce back in and
Okay.
out of focus.
So, my Dixie Mud, what I want to do, because Dixie Mud will reactivate. If you add paint or moisture on top of it, it is really sensitive. And that's why it sands so easily. But I want to protect this design. I don't want it to go away. I'll see if I can make it last through my final coat of paint. But I'm actually going to take a coat of shellac. Clear coat will work. I like shellac because it has a really fast dry time. Dries in minutes. See that? Dries in minutes. It even tells me. And I'm just going to spray over the top of it. Okay, we're going to let that dry too. And that's just going to give me a little bit of protection so that when I'm working paint colors over this, blending, brushing over it several times, it's not going to want to wipe away that mud. I want that mud to stay. So I just protect it with a coat of shellac or clear coat before I come back and start brushing it. And I'm going to turn this, and we're going to do our base coat on this side too. What do you guys think of my colors? Are we okay there? So I'm taking out, we are not going to use Mason-Dixon Gray. So our final colors are going to be the aubergine, Yankee Blue, Blueberry, and Mint Julep. That's what I like. Okay. So same thing on this side. I just turned it. It has a base coat of my Dixie Belle Slick Stick on it.
What you looking for?
The sanding sponge. Oh, I'm
Hello.
wheeling on top of it as we speak. And I'm just going to brush this side too.
Do you have to sand back the shellac? at all?
No, you don't. No, not at all. I will leave that. I will put paint right on top of it. If we get to where we have enough time tonight, it's going to be close. I don't know if we'll get to it tonight. I will paint right on top of it. If I don't, so I've got a little drip right here. I'm going to take it out right now with my fingernail.
So Tanya feels like maybe she's using too much paint.
Oh yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things. I use very, very, very little paint. My paint lasts forever. I can usually get a full-size dresser in 2 coats of Dixie Belle out of an 8-ounce container. It goes that far. You give yourself a little bit of water. Now remember, this is not my final coat. This is just a scratch coat, if you will. Just a coat for me to conceptualize my color layout. Give myself some coverage. I'm going to bring that. That is my Dixieland Aubergine. This is my Yankee Blue. That's a really pretty blend though, you guys. I'm just going to bring these two colors together because these are two colors that blend really, really nicely.
I keep giving it, trying to get where you're at, but I keep giving a tease of the other piece.
Oh, go ahead. I'm ready to post that piece, you guys. Pictures of it will be coming out. So I think because you guys are watching my live, you should have the advantage of getting to see it. I'll take you guys over there before I get done tonight and show you what it looks like on the camera. I need to photograph it, and I need to upholster the vanity stool to it. Other than that, that piece is done. I have been working, I swear. That piece took me a long time. You want to talk about, we did repairs on this last week. You want to talk about a piece that needed a lot of repairs. I had to strip the veneer off of it, which is awful, 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 you guys. That piece came from a customer and she dropped it off and I didn't look at it first. Man, I was kicking myself for that. I didn't see the condition of it and it was in really, really bad shape. So that's how I ended up with a piece in that poor condition. Otherwise, I probably would not have brought that home. See that? But in the end, you know, what is it that the ones that need the most love are the most rewarding? Because I'll tell you what, in the end, I'm really proud of it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I guess the extra satisfaction is just, I don't know, that's what you get for all the work that has to go into a piece like that. This is my brush for my Yankee Blue. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw that little dab of mint julep in the center here. And I'm going to work this in. I'm not going to leave it this vibrant mint julep. By the time I'm done, it will just look like a little highlight. It should not look like a big spot of mint julep in the center. That means I'm not done working with it. And then I'm going to take my brush for my blueberry. And let's really tone that mint julep down. I'm going to brush right through the center of it. Brushing right over the top of it helps that mint julep take on some of the blue tones from the blueberry, and it ties it in with the colors around it.
Do you always use so many colors?
Usually I find that 3 is my magic number. This one's got 4. If I was going to eliminate a color here, I could probably lose the blueberry and be okay with that. 3 tends to be my magic number. And I like 3 colors for a blend because it gives me a light, a medium, and a dark. So it gives me colors I can shade with. A highlight, which is a lighter color, a low light, which is a darker color, and then my medium, which tends to be my dominant color. So in this case, I would call that medium as the Yankee Blue. I would call my low light the aubergine, and I would call my highlight the mint julep. So that's how I usually end up at 3. So I just kind of brushed over the blueberry, and I think I could easily eliminate that color and not really affect my color scheme. So I'm going to land somewhere in here.
Karen nailed it right before you saw that spot. She mentioned you missed a spot.
Oh, I can't see that little corner.
I was going to mention
It's
something,
back
but
in there. I can't see it from the angle that I'm sitting at. But again, this is just my, this is like a scratch coat. It's like a practice coat. I can make all the mistakes I want on this coat. Like I have a drip down here. Let me clean that up. I'm not even going to clean it up all the way because when I come back and do my second coat, it's going to cover over the top of that. So I really like this. And I don't know, I do like a little bit of what the blueberry adds. I've got a lighter spot like right in here that I like. But I could simplify.
That was for you, Sheila.
Are you sneaking peeks over there?
Huh?
I worked really hard for those peeks, okay? I'm going to tell you guys a secret, right? I know you guys hate them, but when I finish a piece, it takes so long sometimes to finish it that I will draw it out, and I try to get like 2 or 3 posts out of one piece of furniture because it takes so long to finish it. You know, I try to keep content coming out so my page is active regularly. But that means it's got to be sneak peeks and stuff like that sometimes. I know you guys hate it. You want to see all of it right away. But that's why. I can't finish a piece every day. So I've got to take the ones that I have done and make them last. I'm dying to put some paint on top of this raised stencil. I'm going to do it. So I know that I want... Oh, it's so pretty, you guys. I know that I want my mint julep to be in the center. I think I'm going to have to reuse that Silkscreen Stencil as we get to the end and use it to put my gilding wax over that. I don't think there's any way that I could hit those edges with the gilding wax without reusing my stencil too.
I'm so saddened and disappointed. I keep throwing these shots over for Sheila and then she misses them because she's texting or she's messaging or something.
Oh, Lord.
Now I just think I'm just calling crap.
Responsible for this stuff.
What's that brush that you're using, by the way?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
This is my Dixie Belle Mini. So these are my favorite brushes for laying paint on. Okay, I use these a lot. Now when we come back and we're doing, oh, that's really pretty, guys. I'm sorry, I'm so in love over here. When we come back.
I'm over here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my next coat. I will also show you guys, I like to use my oval medium for blending, but I'm just laying paint on right now. I'm roughly blending it, but it's not very good. That's really pretty. Can you guys see the stencil? Tell me you can see it on there. Anyone? Okay, no one can see my stencil still?
No, you can't see it.
You can't?
No.
That's breaking my heart right now because I can see it and it's just a really pretty filigree design on there.
And the only thing that draws the attention right now is because...
The lighter pink color.
Yeah.
Oh, I tried.
The julep.
The mint julep. That's about all the mint julep we get because I'm sure Kentucky Derby's canceled along with everything else. So pretty. So pretty. Well,
Sherry says a 65-inch TV can.
there's your answer, guys.
Bam!
65-inch
Can't watch
TV
through
is-
the monocle on the cell phone,
That's
apparently.
picking up all the pores in my skin right now. Oh, it's really pretty though.
Oh, please tell us more. Oh, you can't see it? Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Well, I just want you guys to know that it's a really cool product, and if you were at home working on a piece, you would be able to see it. So I recommend it as a product. I do not recommend it as a camera technique.
Brittany's so much less than. She only has a 60-inch TV.
It's time for a shopping spree this weekend. What's Costco got going on for TVs? I'll be back next Thursday with another highly detailed technique.
Interesting. Diana said the Derby will be in September.
Really? Oh, is it just going to be like close to the public where only the horses can go? Not even a jockey?
Isn't that just kind of like the game that you play at the carnival or whatever, where you spray
Yeah.
you spray the
You
horses?
spray the water gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So we're in California, you guys. They re-closed down all our bars, restaurants. You can still eat if it's outdoors. I know everybody's going through this, so I'm commiserating with you guys right now. Yeah, so 3 kids at home. We're having a long summer, very long summer. You can't go anywhere. We're trying to keep our parks open, but we'll see if that lasts. All I can do is paint all the time. I'm getting a little tired of it. That was a lie. I'm not. So I think, this is not perfected, but this is how it's going to look. I'm going to have some Yankee blue here, some blueberry, and my mint julep. And then down here, I've got the aubergine and the Yankee blue. Up here, it's primarily the, oh, so pretty.
Oh, Fireball June, cue it in. You got
Hi,
QLED TVs at Costco.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to take a trip.
we are not getting a new TV.
I agree.
We just built our house this last year. We did get a new TV. And what was kind of funny is I never had a problem with our old TV, but we put it in our bedroom when we got a new one for the living room. And all of a sudden that TV that I was fine with felt tiny. It was like that moment when I was like, I don't need a smartphone. I got this here flip phone. It works just fine. I can make phone calls and everything. And then I got a smartphone. I was like, whoa.
I want to go back to a dumb phone.
Yeah, really? Like, okay, I can't go back now. You don't know what you're missing. Kind of unsure how I want to do this, Jordan.
Oh, Jody's over at Mount Rushmore. I was speaking French.
Oh, is Mount Rushmore open right now?
She said the president's going to be coming out there.
No
And they're doing the
way.
fireworks.
I'm shocked.
That's cool.
All of our fireworks shows are canceled. I wonder how can we make it to Mount Rushmore in the next 24 hours? That's my question. That would be amazing. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. We have a motorhome. We gotta go.
Oh my gosh.
Kids, go pack your
All right, we're out.
suitcases.
Yeah.
We gotta go. That would be amazing. Get a little bit dark over here. All right, I'm finishing up, you guys. I'm not going to stay on too much longer. You guys get the gist of where I'm going right now this week with this piece. That was the wrong brush, which I do quite a bit. That's the consequence of having 84 brushes out. So when I come back and we do a second coat on this piece, you guys will notice that I spend a lot more time. Right now, I mean, I feel like I'm just like slopping some paint on for you guys. I'm just trying to get my color layout down, figure out how I want to lay these colors out. It doesn't look nice, it's not pretty at all, but I've got coverage, and my next coat is going to go on so much easier. I liked my colors. You know, I made a color choice with eliminating that Mason-Dixon gray and using the green. I'll tone down this green a little bit. So I make all these decisions looking at this first coat together. Hot mess right there. I love the Silkscreen Stencil. I really love it. It's a really fine, just gorgeous detail. But I think I'm going to have to use it again when we come back. I'll save that stencil and we'll probably use it again to put our gilding wax on. Or I'll put the stencil over it and we'll put the gilding wax on it. And then it'll be raised with the gilding wax just right where we hit the stencil too. So I know you guys want to see this new piece.
Huh?
I'm going to roll my little scooter
Sheila,
together. Pay
attention.
It deserves this much attention, trust me. It's really, really pretty. Okay, and
Like Mr. Rogers, I'm just going to follow you through.
well, then
What was that land that he...
Then you ruined it with the stool. That's not even worthy.
Alright, I'm kind of stuck.
Okay, so this is a vanity. Let me go through this. You are going to see photos of it, but I have not photographed this yet. So this is, I posted a little video of me blending on this piece. Took me quite a bit of time. I had to remove all the veneers from this here. All the veneers from this here, which meant taking off all the original moldings too. When I took them off, a lot of them broke. I didn't even try to save it because I have molds. So I cast all this trim out of resin. All this I added, and it's just gorgeous detail on here.
Okay, so what I'm also going to do is to satisfy anybody that was hating on the camera guy, because what it was doing, I'm coming in and zooming, because what it was doing before is it wouldn't, on your other piece, it was messed up. So I want people to actually see the detail.
So I added all this trim work here. The colors on this, I've got Antebellum Blue, Mermaid Tail, the Gulf, Plum Crazy, and Aubergine are on here. Lots of gilding waxes. And then the real secret of this one is this top, you guys. The top was also really damaged and would have needed to have all the veneer
Sorry about the wall.
removed. So instead of removing all the veneer, what I did is I glued it all so it was all adhered. It was uneven, and I poured resin, glitter resin, over the top of this. So this is 3 coats of resin. I do have it on video, but you've got to wait because I need to edit it a little bit. And I'm going to post it when I post the piece. So, but I do have this top on video, and I have the body on video too. Pretty much have this whole piece on video.
All right, don't take this the wrong way, but could you move out of the way?
Sorry.
Yeah.
So it has a mirror. Here, how about this? I'll hold the mirror up. You guys want to see what Sean looks like holding a bunch of cameras?
No.
You here, just get it from an angle.
Caller, please hold.
Watch, I'm going to break this mirror camera.
Sean breaks the internet.
So this is my mirror.
Oh,
There we go.
oh man.
Here, I'll tip it up so you see the ceiling
Instead of me and my sweet
Yeah. So it's a vanity.
flip-flops.
And it's done. It's all clear coated and everything. I'm really proud of it because there is a mountain of work in this piece. But I have to finish the stool. Have to finish the stool. All right, you guys. That's it. I have no more surprises. Well, I do. I have a ton more going on out here.
Yeah, you do.
I have 2 more pieces of progress out here too. But I'm gonna let you guys go. We slapped on a base coat. I'm telling you, it's that messy that your base coat. I mean, it's not dripping or anything like that. But my blends are not perfected at all on that piece. I'm looking at it and I'm horrified right now. It's in the ugly phase, and you have to trust yourself that that final coat, that next coat we're gonna do together, which will take much more time. So we did 3 sides tonight. I'll probably only get 1 side on a live video. Doing a final blended coat, it takes that much more time. A whole blended coat on that piece, probably looking at an hour and a half or so to get all the sides of it. That's a guess, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, on a nightstand like that, if I do the top too. So, we've got our base coat on. We added a little bit of detail. So if you guys come back next week, we'll finish up our paint. Next week, we're gonna perfect this paint. We're really gonna get into the technique of it, cleaning up those blends, softening out the transitions. That's what we're gonna do next week. So go through the ugly phase with me.
What if I don't want to?
You don't have a choice. You definitely went through the ugly phase with me. I remember. Oh, we might be going through it again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't want to talk about it. I think no matter what my response is, I'm going to get smacked. So, okay.
All right, you guys. So I'm going to let you guys go. I feel like I keep needing to reiterate to you, we're in the ugly phase. Like, I can't stress that enough because I know I slapped some paint on tonight, and that's not how I blend paint.
That's not how you roll?
No, but I made my color decisions. I like where
Sorry,
the
guys.
transitions are. I can see the side of it right now, and I like where we are. So, you guys, it's Thursday. We're almost to the weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Everyone have a happy 4th. Have a happy 4th. Even if you're home and you're with your family, throw some hot dogs on the barbecue. Enjoy your kids and your husband. You know, sit outside on the patio a little bit. Even though we can't go anywhere, fireworks are even illegal in my county. We can't even do fireworks out here. So we're staying home. We're going to spend some time together as a family, swim in the pool a little bit. But I still think the 4th is a special holiday, even if we can't celebrate how we normally do. So get back to basics this weekend. Enjoy your families. Have a good weekend. Catch me next week. I'll be back live here, and we're going to fix that blending up. Okay, guys? Good night, everyone.